If you're a Canadian who is in the process of applying to Master of Social Work programs, you might be wondering if it's possible to get your MSW in a different country. I get a lot of emails about this question, and I also see it come up a lot in our Facebook group. By the way, if you're applying to your MSW and you haven't joined our Facebook group, you definitely should. So I'm going to clear up some things about pursuing international social work degrees as a Canadian. So the quick answer is yes, you can get an MSW degree in a different country and qualify to become a social worker in Canada. But there are caveats. If you're thinking about pursuing your MSW in a different country, you're going to want to reach out to the Canadian Association of Social Workers and ask if they accept that program as an accredited program. You're also going to want to consult with the regulatory body in the province that you wish to work in. So in Ontario, that would be the Ontario College of Social Workers, and in Alberta, that would be the Alberta College of Social Workers. Now, if you are from another country and you're wondering if your MSW degree will be accepted in Canada, you're going to want to reach out to the CASW for an assessment of international credentials. They'll be able to work with you and take a look at your degree and let you know if they are able to accept it or not, or if you're going to need to pursue further education or pursue a master's degree in Canada. Something that's really good to know is that if you completed your MSW degree in the US, or if you were thinking of doing so, you don't necessarily need to get the CASW assessment of international credentials as long as your MSW degree is accredited. Then generally they will accept the program in Canada as well. That said though, if you are thinking about pursuing an MSW degree in the US as a Canadian, it's probably worth the time and energy to reach out to the regulatory bodies and to the CASW just to double check that they do indeed accept that program. One of the nice things about pursuing an MSW outside of Canada is that it does open up a lot of opportunities. Personally, I knew how competitive MSW programs in Canada were, and since I live in a border city, I ended up applying to an MSW program across the border. There are also a ton of online MSW programs based in the US that accept Canadian applicants, so definitely something to look into if you are looking to expand your opportunities and increase your chances of getting accepted to an MSW program. It's also a great opportunity to do something different, maybe move to a different place and experience a new culture, whether you're going to the US or overseas somewhere. One of the biggest cons of pursuing an MSW degree internationally is, of course, the price. Even though I got accepted to the program in the US that I applied to, I ended up staying in Canada simply because the tuition rate was so much cheaper in Canada compared to the US. It's also my understanding that not only is tuition in the US a lot more expensive, but generally if you are an international applicant, then there's an even greater tuition fee. So it just makes the cost really high. Actually, for the program that I applied to, it was in Michigan and I'm located in Ontario. Sometimes what states will do is they'll have sister state rates. And for some reason, they included Ontario in that rate. So we actually weren't subject to the out of state or the international rates that other applicants from different countries or from different states might have been subject to. So if you're interested in pursuing an MSW in the US, it might be worth looking into schools that might offer that as an option. So in addition to additional hurdles around licensing and getting registered post-graduation and recognizing your degree, something else you might want to think about is the visa process. That is something that most schools will have a process for handling and they'll be able to support you through that. But it's really important to know what you're getting yourself into as you're filling out forms and submitting documentation to potentially attend their school. I think too, what we've seen in Canada at least is the impact of politics on whether or not you can go to school. We're seeing a lot of international students in Canada not able to complete their studies because of policy changes. And so if you become an international student, you're kind of subject to whatever policy changes or like federal changes might come into play. And the last con is there might be limited networking opportunities for you if you are, pursuing a degree in a location that you don't intend to work. Often MSW programs come with a lot of opportunities for networking, specifically through the placement or internship process. So, if you are doing that in a different location, then you're not able to kind of bring that into your professional career. All that said though, I think pursuing a MSW program internationally is a great opportunity for a lot of different reasons. It can allow you to move to a new place for a while, experience something different, and it can also bring different opportunities and increase your chances of acceptance into MSW programs by not limiting you based on what's available to you in your current geographical area. If you have any questions about pursuing your MSW abroad, let me know in the comments and I'll reach out.